ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I have some gentlemen out there. Welcome. My name is Sue Tyson-Parker. I am a 9-year employee with Florida Today. Absolutely love it. And I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about some advertising with Florida Today. I do have some handouts, and there are 3. Each person can have 3, and if I could have someone take these around or you guys pass them around, that would be wonderful. I am going to do a PowerPoint presentation today. There are some interesting statistics that are going to be on the screen. And some of the first things I'm going to address is what's going on with the newspaper industry. I know a lot of you guys have heard a lot of newspapers are going out of business, and well, you can look at the size of our paper and you can tell things have changed with us as well. I'm just going to go through some of those things with you here. We work with a company that has nothing to do with Florida Today, and they give us a lot of statistics. So every statistic you see today will be from an outside company. It's nothing that we generate ourselves. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Can you guys see the board over there? And yes, you can see the newspaper industry has changed, where our sales, newspaper sales are down 7%. But is there somebody in this room that has not had a decrease in their sales in the last couple years? Okay, we're just like everybody else. Our sales are declining a little bit. We still are the #1 source of news and in the county, and I'll show you some of those statistics. We still have very high circulation with our Florida Today newspaper as well as our FloridaToday.com. How many of you have FloridaToday.com as your homepage? Lie to me. It's a great homepage. We do, and I'll give you some information on that as well. FloridaToday.com, we receive approximately 9 million page views a month. And that was right, 9 million page views a month. Most of the people that go onto our website, they're checking for the weather, they're checking to see what's going on the roads, and they're coming in on a regular basis during work hours and spending about 30 minutes. So what are your employees doing while they're at work? They're securing my job. Thank you. Now, these are some powerful numbers. We still are the only newspaper, the only daily newspaper in Brevard County, and we are reaching 45% of the people in Brevard County. And all of these statistics are based on adults. We do calculate our adults as 18 years old and up. Okay, so there's some other medians out there, and when they call their adults, they are referring to children from 12 years old and up. Okay, all of our statistics are based on people that are 18 years old or older. So, high percentage. Okay. 65% of Brevard adults read Florida Today within a 7-day period. I'm not going to read every panel. I know you guys are educated and you can do this yourself. But what's very strong about our paper, as well as the FloridaToday.com, is we do reach 75% of the adults in Brevard County with both of those. The clients that we will be able to get you, or your potential clients that we will be able to get you through advertising, or if you are lucky enough to have had what has happened to Jean happen to you, Jean's a very, very lucky woman. She's done an incredible job. We love her. We've given her a lot of press, and she's a real go-getter. And the reason that she has chosen Florida Today, obviously, is because of our location here, but because you can see we reach a higher demographic. We reach an educated consumer, and we reach someone that has a disposable income, people that have the money to spend to buy your products. So you can see newspaper readers have higher incomes. You can see some of these numbers, 75,000 and up. These people have money to spend. The newspaper is invited into their home. They pay for it. They bring it into their home because they want to read it. And if you can look at some of the slides I have here, newspaper readers, you can see where the newspaper, internet, TV, magazines, radio, catalogs, and direct mail, Newspaper blows everybody else away in trustability, and when they're looking for an item, particular item, whether it be a car, whether it be a home, or they just want to get a souvenir for a family member that's coming into town. 83% of the people that get Florida Today are homeowners. So if you've got a business where you are doing screen enclosures, or if you are a roofer, or whatever type of business you have that relates to the home, the best way to get to that market is through Florida Today advertising. So you can see the number there, what I was just saying. 45% of the readers are 35 to 59, and they're buying these type of items. Now, we're very fortunate. We are a division of the Gannett Corporation, and the Gannett Corporation is the largest media company in the country. We have radio stations, we have television stations, and we have newspapers all over the country. So we've got a real firm, strong, and we print USA Today as well. And we are very strong and steady and a very comfortable company. And we've been very lucky. We have had some declines in our newspaper. You can see some of the numbers up here. But for 44 years, we've been in Brevard County. Whether you get Florida Today delivered to your home or not, you can still take advantage of some of the other publications that we have. If you live up in the Titusville, Rockledge, Cocoa Beach area, we have 2 publications that go out into those areas, the Star Advocate and the Press Tribune. These are sections that are inside Florida Today on a Wednesday. Now, if you open your paper on any given day, you'll have your main section, the most popular section to put an ad in, because most people will read the main section before they read anything. A lot of women, we have high readership in the Space Coast section. So what I'm getting to is that we have so many different type of sections where you can promote your business. And on Wednesdays, we have these sections. We have three different publications. The Star Advocate and the Press Tribune, like I was saying, goes up into the northern part of the county. In the middle, the central part, we have the Sun and the Beaches Breeze. And then down in Palm Bay and Barefoot Bay, we have a publication called the South Brevard Marketplace. So if you're looking to reach a certain demographic, if you sell a product that you don't think people from Titusville will drive down to come to get your product, then we have these publications that can do that for you. They're inserted in Florida Today on a Wednesday. If you don't get Florida Today, they are given to you for free on your doorstep. They're wrapped in plastic, or you can pick them up in locations around town, in racks around town. These are free publications, so we have a lot of people that are non-subscribers that love these publications, that call us on a weekly basis. Make sure you get me my Star Advocate. So these publications excuse me, are what we call very inexpensive to advertise in. Advertising is not cheap. It's an investment. It's tax deductible, but it is not cheap. But when you're looking to promote your business and keep your business out there and do branding and just keep your business running, you've got to keep your name out there. And Florida Today, if you want to come after the session, I'll talk to you about some of the rates. But these three publications that I'm talking about are community papers. They're within a certain demographic area or geographic area, and the pricing is very, very economical for you. Right now, we are like everybody else out there, whether it's a hat store or a sporting goods store. We are running specials all the time. Okay, so if you go to floridatoday.com and you go to one of the tabs where it says advertising, you go and you see the rate cards. Look at those rate cards, give us a call and say, my name is John Doe and I live in Rockledge. I'd like to talk to somebody about some advertising. We will send somebody out and talk to you. So, like I said, we have a lot of specials going on, and so don't have a heart attack when you open that up and you look at some of those prices. This is just a little bit more information about those publications that I was speaking of. Now, another thing that I think is really important, and when I first got into newspaper advertising, I got a little confused because people were telling me the circulation is, I'm throwing out numbers, is 100,000, but the readership is 250,000. Well, what do you mean by that? What that means is circulation means that this newspaper is given to your house. That's the circulation. Okay, you get this in your home, so you can see. Whoops. You can see when we say these numbers here, quantity 51.9, quantity 37, and 22. These numbers are true numbers that are going into the home. Now, then what you do is you say, okay, but if there's 3 people living in that house and 2.5 people are reading that's called readership. So be aware of that when you're talking to, whether you're talking to people from Florida Today or you're talking to any other people from any other publication. Readership is determined that by a ratio of 2.5. So normally, if you, let's just say you go to a Starbucks and you're sitting there, there's a paper sitting there. You're sitting drinking your coffee and there's a paper sitting there, okay? We say that 2.5 people read our newspaper a day. Okay, so it could be 2 people in your home. You could give it to your neighbor and let them read it, okay, because we do that. We're nice to each other. We help each other out. So when you hear a number like readership, that's what that means, that there are and Brevard County, fortunately, excuse me, the national average is 2.4. So across the country, most newspapers say 2.4 people read our newspaper. In Brevard County, we are 2.5, and that may be because of the demographics, whatever the case is. But we do have a higher standard than most of the newspapers across the country. It's only 0.1%, but when you're talking thousands, that surely adds up. But then you can see, like I'm saying, the circulation numbers to these publications. And you can see here, the Star Advocate and the Press Tribune hits this area up here. This area down here is the Sun and the South Beaches, and then South Brevard Marketplace. So if you've got an item that you're wanting to promote, and it's your customer is going to be someone that's going to live beachside, you would want to reach that particular customer beachside, get a good price on it, and go to these publications right here, because they go right into Melbourne Beach, they go into the Atlantic, they go into Suntree, okay? So not everybody that's sitting in this room, or not everybody that owns a business, is a candidate for regular Florida Today. Florida Today goes from Titusville, our circulation goes into Vero. So all the way from Titusville down into Vero Beach. So not every product that you sell, we'd all like to think that the products that you sell would bring people from Titusville, would bring people down, from Vero Beach. So Florida Today, what I'm saying, is not for everybody. So that's why we have these little community papers, the Wednesday papers, because you're reaching more of a demographic within that area, and you're keeping your advertising costs to a bare minimum. Okay, I'm just going to give you some other avenues of advertising that's inexpensive, and you can target certain demographics. We have inserts. We will create the inserts for you. You can do an 8.5 by 11. Or you can do a half a page. We have all different variations, black and white, full color, one color. And you can go and sit down with your Florida Today representative and say, I want to reach people in Suntree, I want to reach people in Melbourne Beach, and you pick out those zip codes where you want to meet those, where you want to get those people to come and buy your products. We can zone that insert into that area for you. So this right here, I think, is probably one of the coolest forms that we have. It talks about, and this is very new, these statistics just came out in July. It gives you some really interesting information. So when you're thinking about promoting your product and you're thinking about who your demographic is. Is it a man or is it a woman? Is it a senior citizen? Is it somebody that has a very expensive house? This right here is a really good tool for that. It gives the excuse me, the population in that particular zip code. It gives you the home value. It gives you their income, their net worth. A lot of good information in this. I keep these, I travel everywhere with these things. It's a great, great, great tool. And of course, everybody's familiar with our TGIF. It is the #1 source in Brevard County for people looking for things to do. Entertainment for the weekend, entertainment for the next week. Extremely, extremely popular publication with us. And another very, very, very popular product. And again, depending on what your product that you're trying to sell, depending on what your product is, this publication, Moms, is an incredible publication. This is inserted in Florida today, but it's given, there are 400 locations around Brevard County where you can pick up this publication. The circulation is 25,000, but you're reaching a demographic that, let's say you sell, I don't want to say used baby clothes, a consignment shop where you have baby clothes. Okay, this would be a great publication for that item, right? Very inexpensive also to advertise in this publication. But that also is a Florida Today product. At one time, when I started with the company 9 years ago, we had 44 different products. Try to remember a rate card when you're talking to somebody. 44 different publications. We've gotten we're down now to probably about 15 to 20. But the Moms is an incredible, incredible. People that advertise in this publication do very, very, very well with it. And you can see the distribution. We say 470 rack locations. It is more than that, but we always lowball everything. Okay, see your monthly readership. So the readership number is a little bit different. Remember I was telling you about that readership number? Okay, so our circulation is 25,000. But the readership is 59,000 because this publication sits around. You can pick it up at a library, and 2 or 3 people may look at it. If you take anything away from this meeting, this presentation today, take that away and know the difference between readership and circulation. That's really important. I didn't see you sitting back there. Hi. Okay, then another great publication we have, and this is a relatively new publication to our arsenal of publications, Spaces. Who's familiar with the Spaces publication? Okay, thank you, thank you. This is an incredible publication. This has a lot to do with your homes. If you have a business where you're trying to, if you're selling carpeting, you're selling tile, or you're selling granite countertops, this is the demographic you would like to reach, the people that read this magazine, because these people, let me get my little button right here, the medium household income of the people that we send this magazine to makes $69,000 or more a year. So you can see it 36% higher than all of Brevard County. Now, the readership again, on this publication is 71,000. This is all over the place. This is in doctor's offices. This is, we mail it to people. It's inserted in Florida Today, but we send out 25,000 of these. If you would like to get on the mailing list, it is free. You can call our office, 242-3500, and tell them that you would like to start receiving this magazine. It comes out every other month, and it's, like I said, a wonderful, wonderful magazine. People do very well when they run advertising in this. And it's, if you look at it, you can see all the pages are glossy and very nice publication. Okay, now we come to online, because everybody's saying, well, the newspapers are going out of business, and because everybody reads the news online. A lot of people read the news online. A lot of people read the news online. Our statistics show that our page views are the highest between 9 o'clock in the morning and 5 o'clock in the afternoon or the evening at work. So again, what are your employees doing? But no, FloridaToday.com is probably one of the best websites in the country. Again, we've got Gannett behind us, so we've got a great template that we work from, and we've got a great market here in this area. We're very electronically savvy. We've got a lot of engineers in the area. A lot of people go to FloridaToday.com to get their news and and get breaking news. We update FloridaToday.com every 5 minutes. So if you want to know what's going on, you hear sirens going off somewhere and you want to know what's going on, go to FloridaToday.com. You could probably find it out. But here's some interesting information. And I'm not going to read all of it to you because I know you can see a lot of it. But you see down at the bottom here, the top age groups, 35 to 49 years old. Those are us, some of us baby boomers. See how the male and female users, female skews a little bit higher than males do. But again, most of the people that go online have a higher demographic and a higher income level as well. And you can see that they stay on about average minutes per visit, 15 minutes. Most of our statistics will show 30, but when we give presentations like this, again, we like to lowball it. So you can see 775,000 unique visitors a month. Now, we just had our 40th anniversary of the moon landing. Did you guys see all the coverage we had in the paper? Well, we had a lot of coverage in the paper. We had a lot of coverage online. And we're very fortunate because we had USA Today backing us on that. So we had national coverage on the moon landing and what was going on here 40 years ago. Our page views just jumped tremendous. It was very, very exciting for our staff to see that because they worked really hard on all of that. I've got some pamphlets over at the table on the online. I'm not going to go into a whole lot about the online part of FloridaToday.com, but it is the way of the future, whether we want to believe it or not. That's just what's happening out there. We have advertising opportunities. We have prices starting at $300 and going up to $25,000 a month, depending on what you want. We sell by impressions. And what that means is every time your ad pops up, that's called an impression. So if you want to put an ad on FloridaToday.com, a banner ad, and you want it to appear 25,000 times, we can do that for you in a week's time. We can do that for you in 3 days. But you pay by impressions. And that's definitely something I think a lot of you guys in the room need to look at, because in a couple years, that is going to be the way we're going to find 90% of our news. And right here, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail also on some of the advertising opportunities. We have standard banner ads you can see here, and we have some here. Here's a couple other different variations. And if you go on to FloridaToday.com, and you will see some national companies. These national companies have paid a whole lot of money to the Gannett Corporation, and they are across the country. But of course, we like to keep it local. Again, just some other opportunities. And we also have, this is really they've got some really fun stories. We have onlinemoms.com. And this is an incredible tool for people if you have a business where you're either, let's say you're a gynecologist, you're a pediatrician, you cater to people that have children, and you want to know how your business is doing out there. I'll give you a little hint. Go on to this website. You have to register because we do like to see what type of people are coming on, what age groups. But go on there sometime and just go, hey, and you have to set up a password, set up your name, use another name, and go on there and just say, I just went to this great restaurant, and da-da-da-da-da, if you own a restaurant, okay? And the food was great, the service was great, I loved it. And then people will come back and blog you. You will really find out what people really think about your business. We had an interesting story. A gynecologist she didn't have real good bedside manners. And we had tried to talk to her, get her to do some advertising, change some campaigns around, get that, I am friendly, I've got great bedside manners, and she just didn't feel that was very important. So then one of the reps told her just what I'm telling you. Go online, set yourself up so nobody knows who you are, and talk about your business, and then see what happens. People came on and blogged her, and she was appalled at how people felt about her. And it was very sad. It was very sad because she was very sad because, oh my God, I did not realize people really felt that way about me. She has changed her whole advertising campaign because of that. And that was free. I know you guys like that four-letter word, and starts with an F, what Gene was talking about, but those kind of things are free. And you can do that on these type of websites if that's your type of business that is going, the demographic that you're trying to reach. Okay, I mean, if you're going on to a restaurant site, if you go to our Metro Mix, I'll talk about that in just a little bit, then you will be able to do that on the Metro Mix site as well. But you think about your demographic, think about who your customer is. If it's somebody that you want to reach on the Moms Online, go for it. It's very interesting, but you can see Metro Mix, what I was talking about earlier. Metro Mix is a national name that we have just recently acquired. We have blown away numbers on the page views, and there are cities like New York, Chicago, San Francisco, LA. Large companies have this Metro Mix program, and they thought, I don't know, Brevard County might not be something we want to go into. They came into our county, and we have blown them away with our numbers. Metro Mix is a site where you can go on, you can find out where restaurants are, you can find out what their menus are, and if you have a restaurant, it's free to have a listing on there as well. But this is another way that you can also go on and blog and tell people about some stories that you've heard, or a situation that you had at a restaurant. Blogging is a wonderful thing anymore. So anyway, we'll move right on. So you can see here, we are still reaching a very high percentage of people in Brevard County. 75 to 80% of the people either go online, floridatoday.com, or they are reading our print paper. So we are very strong still in Brevard County, and I hope that a lot of you out there still continue to advertise with us. Just because our paper got a little thinner doesn't mean we're going away. We are just cutting costs. Every paper, and I know a lot of people have made comments, well, what happened to the paper? When I used to open it up, it was like, I had to open it up like this. Now I open it up, and I call it user-friendly. Every paper in the country is going down to this web size. So everybody's doing the same thing. Everything's going up in price. Paper has tripled in the last 3 or 4 years. The cost of paper has tripled in the last three to 4 years. So everybody's going down to that size. A lot of people are combining their sections like we do on Monday. If you look at our Monday paper, we've only got 3 sections now. We've combined a lot of those to keep the cost of newsprint down. But we are strong. We're going to be around. Like I said, you hear of some companies some newspapers across the country that have gone out of business. And if you take a closer look at that, because we all have this tendency just to read the headlines, if you take a closer look at those, you will see that those papers that have gone out of business are papers that are in an area, a community, a county, whatever you want to call it, where there's 2 daily papers. We're fortunate in this county. We just have 1, and we are still doing very well. Okay, now does anybody have any questions about print, online, what's going on with the newspapers? Anybody want to complain about editorial, or now's your time. Okay, this is a quiet crowd. Everybody's getting tired, aren't they? It's been a long day. Yes, sir.
Is your rate structure going down? We're all taking short these days.
We have not raised our rates since 2006. And we have no plans on raising them next year either. So we have gone for 3 years and have not had a rate increase. Yes, thank you. It's my 401k. We are doing a lot of things where we are cutting our cost. The size of the paper, we've cut our staff down tremendously. We've had 3 layoffs in the last 2 years. And a lot of those layoffs weren't necessarily layoffs. They were just people getting ready to retire. We offered them early retirements. Everybody's always been happy, you know, with their packages. And one of the reasons that Gannett stock it went down for a while, now it's coming back, is because we have cut back so much. I mean, we have always had coffee, and we have a little cantina, and we have a gym, and we have dry cleaning service, and it's a great place to work. We have all of that stuff there. But because all those things cost money, us, as well as the other Gannett papers across the country, are getting rid of those kind of things. We have to buy our own coffee now, you know. Okay, I'll sacrifice, I'll keep my job. And some of us, we took furloughs. Some of us took furloughs. The CEO of the Gannett Corporation took a $250,000 pay decrease per year. And every employee across the country, gosh, I'm going to say roughly 36,000 people work for the Gannett Corporation. We all were forced to take furloughs. None of us minded that at all. I'd much rather take a week off and know that you're going to have a job tomorrow and I'm going to have a job tomorrow. And the best thing was that we couldn't work, so nobody could call us, and we really had a good vacation. Because when you're in the newspaper industry, the press goes all the time. News doesn't stop, the press doesn't stop. So you're getting calls all the time. So those furloughs, we didn't mind those furloughs. But no, I think that our upper management in the Gannett Corporation has made some very good decisions, and fortunately, and we're holding our own. We're holding our own. So thank you. That was a good question. Pat, did you have any questions? Okay. I do have some samples of some of the publications that I talked about at the booth. If you'd like to go over there, I do have a big plasma screen that's showing floridatoday.com. I can show you how to navigate. Or just come on over and get some publications, and they're all free today. Okay? Thank you guys very much. Have a wonderful expo. And is everybody having a good time at the expo? Yes, right? You guys, there's some caffeine right over in that cafeteria over there. That's where I'm going. Thank you guys. Have a great afternoon.